Jonny and Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hello, good morning. It's 7 o'clock. It's Monday, January 29th. Can you believe it's still January?
February later this week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Going to be cloudy today, some sunshine later this afternoon, high 40. Later on tonight, we're looking at some clouds and some snowing with a low down to 33. Saw some snow yesterday. It was weird.
Yeah.
Just little flakes of snow.
I saw like no snow because I've become accustomed to looking out the back window.
Sure.
Surveying the snow, seeing how much of Russell's waste is out there that I have to go pick up. But yesterday, nothing. It was all gone. All gone. Got the grass again.
So you're able to pick up all the poo?
I picked up some of it.
Some of it?
Yeah.
You're just kind of hoping that it snows again, and it's like, let's just cover that up.
Yeah.
Let's just
because the stuff that was buried in the snow has decayed.
Sure.
Kind of.
Starting to break down.
And then Russell came in with a big old paw full of it.
Oh, see, that's what you got to watch out
why'd
for.
You do that?
Yeah, it starts to get all over the place and reincorporating itself into the soil.
Sorry if you're eating breakfast.
Right on his feet. No, it's something you got to deal with.
That's right.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get to this morning. Let's find out what's happening in the news. WSJM News is brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See GoMichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Kent Lundberg. Good morning. More than 3,000 people who were wrongly flagged by Michigan's automated unemployment system are just one approval away from getting a cash settlement from a class action lawsuit. The case was settled over a year ago, but if the lawsuit is finalized today, payments will be mailed out in as few as a few weeks. But first, the court needs to make sure anyone that may feel excluded can appeal the ruling. The system falsely accused more than 3,000 people of crimes and fraud, leading some people to the point of causing bankruptcy. The total average award for folks who were wrongly accused by the state of Michigan for filing for unemployment, $7,000. Yeah. So,
ouch.
Yeah, it was all connected to the pandemic. Folks weren't at the state weren't ready for the deluge that they got. And then all of a sudden the computer system just wigged out and said, oh, yeah, these people are committing fraud. Well, they finally figured that out.
All right.
University of Michigan football team honored locally for winning the national championship this year. Late last week at the Berrien County Board of Commissioners, they approved an honorary resolution not only saluting the Wolverines for their big win, but also focusing on a local connection. Commissioner Dave Vollrath read that number 36, Keyshawn Harris, is from Berrien County. He was born at St. Joseph and is the grandson of Benton Harbor's Steve Archibald. Vollrath read the resolution.
Whereas it is appropriate to acknowledge the well-deserved pride of this local family and the achievements of this 2023-2024 U of M season, now therefore be it resolved that the Berrien County Board of Commissioners congratulates and honors Keyshawn Harris, Coach Jim Harbaugh, and the University of Michigan Wolverines football team for their outstanding season in bringing the national championship home to our great state. Go Blue. Go Blue!
See, 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
Very nice.
Yeah, we got that. The resolution noted that Harris was a 2019 walk-on for the Wolverines. During the 23 season, he had 6 solo tackles, 5 assists, and 1.5 tackles for a loss. His grandfather, Steve Archibald, accepted the resolution on behalf of the family at the meeting. Archibald said that when his grandson was a baby, he bought the baby a U of M onesie, and another loved one bought him an MSU onesie. Apparently, he liked the U of M one.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that's what he liked to wear. He probably cried if he had the other one.
Right,
yeah.
probably.
I don't want to be a Spartan. And then lastly, there's a lot happening lately at the Berrien County Animal Control. Speaking to colleagues on Thursday, Berrien County Commissioner Jim Curran said the administration committee was recently briefed by shelter manager Ashley Herr. She's been working on a survey asking local governments throughout the county how animal control can better serve them.
She is sending out to all the municipalities in the county, and it basically says how important are animal services such as low-cost spay-neuter, low-cost vaccination clinics, or a pet food pantry to your community. Other questions that deal with the services of the animal control to the communities and how they take advantage of those services.
County Administrator Brian Doucette said Animal Control is also meeting this week with MSU Extension to arrange for a mobile spay and neuter clinic to come to the area. He said the goal is to get more visits from MSU, more than they had originally planned. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports in just a couple of minutes. Also, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark.
Good morning, everybody that's on the exclusive live stream.
Hello and good morning.
Good morning to Alex.
Hey, Bill.
Good morning to Teresa.
Alex, Bill.
Bill.
Teresa,
and then
Teresa.
Bill says, good morning to Teresa, and then good morning to Alex.
Nice.
So good morning to everybody. Doctor. Says Teresa says, my condolences to the Lions fans. They had a great season. Congratulations, Michigan.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, solid season for the state of Michigan.
Mhm.
Now I'm hoping that we take that momentum.
Yes.
And 2024 is starting off with really good things. Michigan, the Lions. Maybe this spells a good season for the Detroit Tigers. Because it's obviously not working out for the Pistons right now. So if we can look ahead to the Tigers season.
We are less than how long till spring training? It's coming up.
Pitchers and catchers report first. So that's probably coming up pretty soon.
Like February, right?
Yeah, think late February is
Yeah.
when, mid to late February is when they all start to meet up and get things going. Because they've had the winter meetings, the baseball winter meetings. They've been looking at signing some free agents, and
They signed somebody yesterday.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Colt Keith. Is that his name?
Keith?
Yeah, that's his name.
2 first names?
Colt
Aw,
Keith.
wait, that's not even 2 first names. That's like a first name as a last name, and then the first name is a football team.
According to the Associated Press, the Detroit Tigers made an unusual bet on a player with no major league experience, agreeing yesterday to a 6-year contract with the 22-year-old named Colt Keith. That guarantees the infield prospect $28.6 million. It includes options that could make it worth $64 million over 9 seasons.
So he's going straight to the major league team.
I guess.
At 22.
That's
without
crazy.
going through the minors?
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, let's see. Left-handed hitting third baseman and second baseman. He's from Zanesville, Ohio.
Okay.
He was a 5th-round pick in 2020's amateur draft out of Biloxi High School in Mississippi. Hits .325, 14 homers, 50 RBIs.
Wow.
In AA, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, being drafted young, that's not a surprise. A lot of kids get drafted out of high school, so you get 18-year-olds. But usually they go to the minors for a couple of years.
He has escalator clauses that could take the value of his entire contract over 9 years to $82 million.
What?
Yeah.
This dude better be good.
Yeah. He's ranked number 22 in the big league prospect by MLB.com.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. So anyway, Tigers making the investment right there.
Dang.
Colt Keith. Where are you going to play him? Third base, second base?
Well,
where does he want to play?
They need a little help on both ends.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably bounce him around to both. Rotation, I guess, but that's a big investment for somebody that doesn't have minor league experience.
There you go.
All right. Colt Keith.
Watch
out for gonna get your Colt Keith jerseys. I think that would be weird. Just wearing a jersey, a Tigers jersey that just says Keith.
Yeah.
I mean, if your name is Keith, then that's really good because you got your custom jersey right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Colt Keith.
A
lot of money going his way.
Man. All right.
Hope he does well.
Was thinking about that when was watching the game last night, and you look at all these players, the quarterbacks. Some of them have either been like Jared Goff was the number 1 pick when he was originally drafted. So you had a game yesterday that had the number 1 pick in his draft, and then you have another quarterback that was the last pick in his draft.
Wow.
So think about that. Jared Goff also gets paid a lot more money. And speaking of getting paid, I believe Jared Goff's contract is up. So my guess is the Detroit Lions will be paying him a good amount of money as well.
He's got some minor stats here, so I think he spent a little time in the
minors.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the show here, get a check on the weather and see how that's all working out for us. All right, here we go.
The Moody on the Market app.
Moody on the Market is a service made possible by your friends at Midwest Family.
Mostly cloudy skies today. We do have a chance for a few breaks in the clouds and some peaks of sun this afternoon. High temperatures get up right around 40 degrees. Tonight, we drop down to 33. We'll see a rain-snow mix develop overnight and into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, the rain-snow mix, then clouds in the afternoon, and a high of 37. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. You can comment on our Facebook page. We're right there right now. Facebook, YouTube, X. You can hang out with us and have a good time. They always say California knows how to party.
The land of fruits and nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. California.
Tupac said California knows how to party.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
California knows how to party. California.
I missed that one.
Great song.
I missed Tupac.
Great song.
There you go.
That great song to test if you've got really new big bumping speakers.
Yeah.
That song.
Oh, really?
Throw that in there. I remember my brother when he first got the big speakers in the back seat of his car. He's like, all right, we're going to put Tupac on.
Yeah.
We're going to put this song on because it's got that really nice bumping bass.
Okay.
And oh my gosh.
You got the 808s or whatever.
I could feel it in my chest.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. But anyways, speaking of California, a lot of people write songs about California. What's going on over there?
Well, the old song, I Can't Drive 55?
Yeah, Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar. Well, in California, there's new legislation that's under consideration. I can't drive more than 10 miles an hour over the speed limit.
Oh.
Yeah, they want to put a governor in the car, every new car made after a certain point, that would limit you to only going no more than 10 miles an hour over the speed limit.
How's it going to know?
I mean, there's
Are
a
you
number of
talking like
different ways.
I can only go 80? Like that's the top speed of anything? Like
legislators don't care how it works. They just want what to pass. The bill calls for technology to electronically limit a vehicle's speed starting with the 2027 model year. Now, emergency vehicles would be exempt, although I thought they were only supposed to go 10 miles an hour above the speed limit anyway.
Right.
Maybe that's a myth.
Yeah.
But the bill would allow drivers to temporarily disable the speed limiter, which could be fully disabled by the automaker in some cases or by the commissioner of the California Highway Patrol.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, what it basically means is no car manufactured 2027 or later in California, it may not go more than 80 miles per hour tops. That's it.
That's awful.
That's it. Scott Wiener is the state senator. What?
It's Weiner.
Oh.
It's Weiner, Ken. Jeez, come on. This is a family show.
The state senator earlier this week proposed a new bill that aims to...
What did this Weiner say?
Well, he doesn't want you to drive that fast.
No, I mean, that's ridiculous. But then the thing I don't understand is like, okay, so what if I'm driving in the 25 zone? How's it going to know if I'm going 35?
I mean, you've had Waze, you've had the GPS, you've had all these different things. They can tell immediately, given your satellite location, how fast you're going, what speed limit is in that area, what the posted speed limit is. It can automatically and electronically figure that stuff out. Toot sweet. Just put an AI on it and you're done.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think you'll see a resurgence of people buying old cars again and not buying these new ones if these are things that are in place.
Yeah.
That's not cool, man.
You don't like that?
No.
What do you need to go more than 10 miles an hour over the speed limit for?
Well, I don't, but I know there are other people. No, I drive the speed limit.
The proposed legislation is said to be an attempt to address rising traffic fatalities, which in California have reportedly risen by 22% from 2019 to 2022. So they're seeing a huge increase, 22% increase in rising traffic fatalities over the last few years. If the bill proposed gets signed into law, it would make California the first state in the union to require a speed limiting device, also known as a governor. The question would then become which other states would implement. So there you go.
You know, someone's going to try. It's going to be able to figure out how to take that governor out.
Yeah,
because they can do that with other cars.
Oh yeah, they'd flash the chips. They'd update the firmware. They do all kinds of little hacks.
Electric hot rods.
Yeah.
Just wait for that. That'll happen soon. Wow. All right. Well, I think will that end up reducing emissions too? Because I know they deal with a lot of that in California.
I don't know if that has any impact or not. I mean, I saw a guy going 25 miles an hour down State Street the other day, yesterday.
Yeah.
And there was a cloud of smoke. It was thicker than the fog we had recently. Yeah.
Gross.
So I don't know if speed has much to do with it, but maybe.
Maybe they
certainly
should,
gas consumption, fuel
right.
consumption.
That's why they have, and this is
electricity consumption.
It weirds me out. And anytime I'm in a car that has that automatic shutoff thing at the stop sign, the stop sign.
I disable that.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I like the idea on paper and in practicality, it makes total sense.
Yeah. I feel like it's gunking up my spark plugs.
Yeah. Like it's weird that my car's starting itself every time.
Yeah.
I feel like the ignition's going to end up burning out,
or the battery's going to have a shorter life, something.
Yeah, one time it's going to shut off.
I'm sure
it's not going to turn back on.
I'm sure there are engineers out there going, "No!" screaming right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the case. It works better.
What else we got going on? Do you want to talk?
What's Elon doing?
Oh yeah. So if you're watching on X, you might be able to get a job. X apparently hiring some people.
Oh.
The platform cracking down on things like child abuse content by hiring 100 new content moderators by the end of the year. This position, which is part of the new Trust and Safety Center of Excellence.
Oh,
that's what it's called. Yeah.
Trust and Excellence.
Trust and Safety Center for Excellence.
Okay.
They're going to be working out of its new office in Austin, Texas, where Elon spends a lot of time with all of his other things that he's got going on. This is all being announced conveniently right before a Senate hearing on child exploitation that's happening January 31st. And X says that it's suspended more than 12 million accounts. 12 million accounts just last year for violating its child sexual exploitation policies.
Didn't he fire a bunch of workers when he bought Twitter?
Yeah, I think he got rid of a lot of people. And two, before he even bought Twitter, as you're considering buying anything, you ask to look at the books and ask to look at the records and things like that. And I think Twitter was not really looking to show him all the stuff that they've got, including a bunch of the fake accounts that existed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, we've got 1 billion, however many users. And it's like, yeah, but how many of those are AI or robots or, people breaking the law? So yeah.
So 100 people he's going to hire
100 people
to fight child exploitation around the world. And last year they suspended 12 million accounts.
Right.
This year he's hiring 100 people. Okay.
So basically you're just going to be watching a bunch of stuff. Yeah. The thing, I'm surprised that he didn't work out him being a technology guy. Okay. I'm going to fire a bunch of these people. What about, could you use artificial intelligence to help find a lot of that stuff?
The people who knew how to do that got fired.
That's true. Yeah. That makes sense.
Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Well, we got time for one more thing. One more thing. What do you got? You want to talk Oklahoma Sky? What's going on with Oklahoma? They're going to build something big.
So, I mean, on the bucket list of places to travel, where does Oklahoma rank?
Oklahoma as the state?
Well, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Oklahoma, I only want to visit the finger.
Yeah.
Of Oklahoma. The little strip.
Handle there.
Yeah, the little strip that's above Texas. That's the only thing I want to visit.
Oklahoma City is trying to attract more people. They're on the grow. They're one of those cities that proudly proclaims that they're on the grow. And they could have, I saw this come out last week, the tallest building in the United States, and it would be the 5th tallest building, if approved and built, in the world.
Nice.
I mean, that's tall. California developer Scott Madison announcing plans last month to expand the development he currently has, the boardwalk at Bricktown development, by adding a 134-story tower.
Wow.
134-story tower. They originally wanted to do it around 1,750 feet, but he revised that to go to 1,907 feet. Why 1,907 feet? Because that was the year that Oklahoma was inducted into the United States. Became a state in 1907. If the plan succeeds, the so-called Legends Tower would be the tallest building in the U.S., the 5th tallest in the world, and it would be quite a bit shorter than the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, which stands at 2,716 feet tall. You ever been in a really tall building like Sears Tower or anything like that?
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is.
It's scary, and they want to go even taller.
And I watched that one Mission Impossible movie where he was in the he was in that building. And that's my thing about this is a couple questions. One, I know in Dubai, one of the things they deal with the large building is sandstorms. In that area.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what it'd be like to be in that tall of a building during a sandstorm. Probably wouldn't be fun.
Well, they make, because of the engineering and resistance and all surface and everything like that, they make the buildings purposefully
move
flexible.
Around a little bit. Yeah.
So if you're on the top floor, you're waving around.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, and I thought about this too, because you think about, okay, there's sandstorms over in Dubai.
Yeah.
What's something that's really big and happens quite a lot in the Oklahoma area?
Let's see. I feel like wind that goes in a circle, wind that's powerful, F1, F2, F5 tornadoes.
I don't think I would not feel safe in that building during any time during tornado season.
Maybe the developer will stand in the top floor and say, look how safe this is. Watch this.
Yeah.
He'll invite Elon there to throw some things at
the like how the engineer of the Titanic went on the Titanic, and you know how that worked out.
It would be, let's see, it would stand twice as tall. The people in downtown Oklahoma City gotta love this. It would be twice as tall as the current largest building, the 50-story Devon Energy Center.
Yeah,
finished in 2012. It would also be the tallest building in the state.
That's also the other part about this that I'm wondering is why build it so tall, and that's being twice as large as the other ones. At least in like New York and Chicago, when you have these big tall buildings, even in Dubai, you've got this super tall building, but there's a lot of other buildings that are pretty close to that height as well. It's just going to look weird.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're really looking ahead to the future and saying, okay, well, we're going to be the tallest building. We're going to be the one. And then everybody else is going to follow suit and be big buildings as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're counting on coastal erosion.
Maybe. So that's in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. And the Gulf will come up there.
Wow.
I don't know.
Because I know Oklahoma City, they have a basketball team. They took the Supersonics from you.
Yep.
And then I thought I heard they were trying to get a baseball team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think the MLB has been kind of scoping out the idea of expanding at some point, and Oklahoma City's been lobbying to get a baseball team. So
they've got a farm team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Oklahoma City Dodgers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The Dodgers.
Affiliated with the LA Dodgers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're dodging tornadoes over there. That's what they're doing.
Well, they had the Dust Bowl out there too. Don't forget about that when farming practices were what they were supposed to be. Yeah.
All right. Well, when's that going to go up?
Yeah, they're still working on it.
They're still working on it?
Yeah, they haven't finalized. But that'd be something.
Yeah. Let's all go to Oklahoma City and check out the really tall building, because what we're going to do is we're just going to look at it and say, hey, look at that tall building.
I mean, I think I think the plan is, obviously businesses and residences and offices and event centers. They probably put the basketball team in there. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah. Be a really skinny basketball court.
No, I mean in the bottom of it.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe they'll make that part bigger.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a lot of other things to catch you up on: news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute. That's all next.
Just as the roots of a mighty oak run deep.
How do you know it's Weiner? I bet it's Wiener.
Well, speaking of wiener, look at the. What do you think that guy who's building that building's compensating
Oh,
for?
come on.
Hey now. Hey-o. That's weird, man. I wouldn't think I would ever want to build if I was like the owner of a building. I don't think I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna be the tallest. Like, no, I'm gonna be the coolest one. I don't need to be the tallest building. Because what does being the tallest building get you?
Higher.
Basically a certificate that says, hey, you're the tallest building in this town.
You get a lot of radio tower, cell tower stuff. Probably you don't because it shoots right over everybody.
Right. It might be too high up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the radio towers, I'm trying to think, the radio towers that exist on in Chicago, most of them are on, a lot of them are on the Willis.
Yeah.
Willis,
Yeah.
the Sears Tower. And I think on the Hancock building. So those are two of the tallest buildings. Same thing in New York. I think One World Trade Center, I think that has a lot of radio towers. And then, of course, Empire State Building and things like that have a bunch of radio towers on them.
Yeah. And then you have to think about security. Do you become a target?
Right.
So you got to watch that.
Well, and two, like being the only building twice as large as the other one, now the airports have to be like, hey, we got to watch out for that giant building that's just sitting right in the middle of it. Yeah, you got to go around. I'm wondering if they'll even get approved to build that high.
I don't know.
I can't imagine being twice as high as any other building. I can't imagine them getting, FAA and all these other people will probably step up and say, let's bring that down a few notches. Teresa says,
yeah,
I was in the Sears Tower. It was really a windy day and I'm afraid of heights. My friend was telling me to come look and I'm holding on to the wall.
Oh gosh.
I would not go look. Is it the Sears Tower or Willis Tower or whatever you call it? Is that the one where you can go now into one of the floors and they have a movable window?
Oh,
where you basically grab onto these bars and then they tip you. And they tip you like a 45-degree angle, and then you can look all the way down.
I don't know.
Anybody want to confirm if it's Sears Tower or Willis Tower or whatever it's called? If that's the one.
They have the ledge.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That one doesn't tip at all.
No, there's one that tips.
Yikes.
Yeah, the ledge one. That's where it goes out.
Yeah, there's glass,
feet
and you
glass,
just kind of you can stand and look down. And, I'm getting the willies just thinking about it.
I know. I don't have afraid of heights. I have the fear of falling.
Yes.
If I have something to hold on to.
I'm not afraid of falling. I'm afraid of hitting something.
Yes, that too. Yeah. But if I've got something to hold on to and I know I'm secure, then I'll look down. I'll still get the heebie-jeebies and my heart will start pumping, but it's not as bad if I'm like, oh, you're near an edge.
The key words you uttered there were, if I know it's secure.
Right.
I can't have that if I'm standing on this plexiglass that's on the side of a building. My confidence is just not there. My body says, no, don't do that.
Yeah, because I watch I'll watch some of the videos, even just watching videos of people like climbing radio towers.
Yeah.
And they're just, they're all strapped in. They got all their security stuff to keep them attached to that thing.
Yeah.
And they're fine. But just watching them, and then when they turn around or they have a camera and it shoots straight down, my heart just drops.
Yeah.
Right when I see that.
Yeah.
But I don't. Oh, Bill says, I don't care who owns it. Sears built the tower, so it'll always be the Sears Tower.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it should, just like baseball fields too. Like if a baseball field is always known as that.
Hey, Diane.
Good morning, Diane.
Yep.
Good morning. All right, we got your Bloomberg Market Minute, and then we'll get to news here in just a moment. How's everybody's day going? How was your weekend? Everybody that is Lions fans, are you feeling all right, even though they lost? I feel good. I mean,
that's because you're a Bears fan.
Yeah. Well,
no, they did well. They did well. They had a great season.
We're
almost there.
I am an all Chicago fan with an appreciation of the Detroit teams.
Yeah.
I don't dislike the Detroit teams. Being in Michigan, I feel like we're a little bit closer to the Chicago area. And plus, when I was watching television, at home, I could only pick up the Chicago channels. So I watched a lot of the Bears, the Bulls, Cubs, and couldn't pick up Detroit channels, but I always enjoyed Detroit teams. So I'm right in between. I'm a fan of I-94 teams.
There you go.
I'll give you that. Anybody you can get to on I-94, I'm a fan.
I like that. We should get the jersey with 94 on it.
Ooh, I like it. Sports news and all that coming up, and the show is coming up right now.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:30, it's Monday, and today we've got some clouds to deal with, but the sun will come out a little bit later on this afternoon, a high of 40. Looking at clouds tonight, and a 40% chance for some snow with a low down to 33. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Happy Monday. With the warmer temperatures and rain, the snow Southwest Michigan received is rapidly disappearing. Some areas of roadways are experiencing flooding, so do be careful of that, especially when you're in the back areas. The Marion County Road Department on Friday closed part of Galeen-Buchanan Road due to water over the roadway there. Also in Van Buren County, part of 44th Avenue in Waverly Township near Pawpaw was closed for the same reason. Road officials remind drivers be careful and reduce your speed, possibly detour if you're headed toward a flooded road area. More work is slated this year for the Red Arrow Highway Linear Trail. In an update to the Berrien County Commission late last week, Road Department Director Mark Heilinger said that more work will be done building the mostly roadside trail up Red Arrow Highway all the way from Indiana state line to Bridgman. The Southwest Michigan Planning Commission told commissioners that MDOT is working with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources to plan for a trail to cut through Warren Dunes State Park up to Floral Lane near Bridgman in the future years. After that, the trail would return to the Red Arrow Highway and keep on going into Bridgman. And the Michigan Department of Natural Resources is inviting people to help remove invasive species plants at the Warren Dunes State Park this coming weekend. The next Volunteer Steward Day will be Saturday, February 3rd from 10 a.m. to noon. They have all the information of what to look for, what to do with it, how to dress. Just RSVP by emailing them. That address is on our website, WSJM.com.
Pulling weeds.
Pulling weeds.
I like it.
It's a great time of year for it. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Yeah, I'd rather do it now than when it's like super hot out.
Well, you get them now, and then you don't have the cross-pollination. You don't have the seeds spreading, all that other kind
Probably
of good
easier
stuff.
to pull, too, because they're not waking up and getting themselves down
Hopefully, you don't have as many ticks or mosquitoes out there.
All right. So that's this weekend?
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, we'll get to sports here in just a moment with Dave Wolf. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher.
Get some kids involved, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
There's your chores.
Nothing builds character like weeding.
Oh, man. It's the worst.
Doing a great job of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important, though. All that stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Doing some weeding. All right. What's everybody doing today? Got a lot of meetings today. Ugh, not looking forward to it. Nothing against the meetings. I enjoy the meetings. It's the time meetings take. Is always difficult.
That's a big thing. I mean, you know, if people aren't following meeting etiquette, and the meeting etiquette starts with the organizer.
Yep.
The organizer has to have an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
They have to lay out the time that's going to be required for everything. And then if the meeting is not needed, cancel it.
Yep.
So
what my thought is always,
what are the objectives?
Yeah. When you start to construct the agenda.
Yeah.
At what point of the agenda does it start to look like an email?
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of say, if I just, instead of making these bullet points, if I just kind of fill in the short little information in there, I'd be good. But then I think the biggest mistake that anybody that organizes a meeting makes is when they open it to the floor. Anybody else want to add anything? Anybody else have anything? This is kind of the open section of the meeting, whether it's a school board meeting or a work meeting. Anytime you leave it open, I always
you got to have the meeting open at some point.
Yeah, kinda. If there's a issue that needs to be raised or a question to be had that is for the entire group of people.
Yes.
But if it's just like hey, I got a question for you, individual person.
No, don't do that.
Send an email.
Yeah.
Or hey,
Have
can
a
you
one-off.
Can you stick around for a
Yeah.
couple minutes?
Yeah.
But leaving the open thing, just everybody's like, oh man, you just wasted 5 minutes of my day.
And that again is the responsibility of the meeting organizer to identify, all right, this came up during open session. Where does that belong? Does it belong here for the good of the order? Do we really need it? Have we thought it out? Do we have the recommendation ready? All that stuff.
The best organizer of a meeting is always the person that doesn't really want to have a meeting, but knows that a meeting needs to be had.
Yes.
Because they're short and to the point. Short and sweet is the way to go.
Is it okay to be late to a meeting?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. I think being a few minutes early is always a good idea, especially if you got a Zoom meeting. If your meeting's on Zoom or Teams or whatever, get there a couple minutes early, because what I also hate is showing up to the meeting and you've just got the notification. Oh, they're in. That takes 5 minutes and you're already behind on time.
Mm-hmm.
So meetings, gotta love them. They're part of life. Speaking of meetings, Teresa said she had a doctor's appointment today.
Oh,
well, hoping all goes well with the doctor. Hopefully it's just a quick checkup or something.
Could we use the doctor's appointment as the same structure for a meeting?
Ooh,
It's
like
gotta
that
happen.
idea.
It's got to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an objective.
Yep.
We're here for this, and you're going to be there on time. Otherwise, you might get kicked to the back of the line.
Right. And you've got you have someone in the meeting, like the really important people that have to show up to the meeting can only need to show up for like a couple of minutes, like a doctor.
You don't have the custodian coming in and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm here too."
You have that
I got a question about the detergent.
Yeah, you have that person that's the assistant to the manager or whatever. Go in there and say, "All right, anything bothering you guys? Anything we need to talk about? Anything that's important to cover for the whole good of the order? All right,
yeah,
we'll be with you in a moment."
Yeah.
I like that idea.
See?
Meetings should be like doctor's appointments.
Exactly.
All right. But not as expensive.
And covered by insurance. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, definitely covered by insurance. My insurance doesn't cover the whole meeting, so can I just
What is this thing about meetings?
I don't want to cover the copay. What's with the meetings? The meetings.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was really good.
I watch a lot of Seinfeld.
Oh man.
That's the funny part, is anybody that ever does a Jerry Seinfeld impression, they're all good. Every one of them's hilarious. Even if they're bad, they're good. But what's funny is that every Seinfeld impression, what's the biggest element in all this Seinfeld? Yelling.
Yeah.
Everybody yells.
Wow.
Nobody does. I'm going to do just a quiet, just laid back.
Wasn't there a quiet
Jerry
talker?
Seinfeld.
There's a quiet talker episode.
There was the quiet
and the close talker.
The quiet talker was the episode, the puffy shirt episode.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because she talked so quiet.
Oh,
that
he didn't know
he
was
didn't know what
agreeing.
she was saying, and he said, "Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right." And he agreed to wear the puffy shirt on. I think it was the Today Show. I think it was Today Show with Brian Gumbel.
Yeah, yeah. And then there was the close talker.
The close talker.
That was a good one too.
That was Judge Reinhold, I believe.
Was it?
That was from Santa Claus, as well as Beverly Hills Cop movies, which they're making a Beverly Hills Cop 4. Did you
No,
see
they're
that?
not.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's I think it's coming out probably either this year or next year. I think it's this year. I think they finished the filming and everything, but a lot of people are coming back.
See, now that concerns me. If they finished filming already and I hadn't heard about it, there was that whole strike. Actors weren't working for a whole year. So they lost a year. So this is one of those, let's get it together and do it. We're going to make some money. Go.
Right. I mean, I can't imagine there being a ton of major special effects. There's probably some explosions and things like that happening, because like there was in all of the Beverly Hills Cop movies.
Were there?
Yeah, there was a few.
There was a great soundtrack.
There was one of the best. That is, I think that's why I am a huge fan of 80s music, because of movies like that.
The synthesizers.
Yeah. That movie. The other day we were listening to some of the songs from Chicago's band. You know, they got some great 80s 80s ballads, and Peter Cetera. So many good ballads
Also
that
known
were
as
in there.
Peter, et cetera, et cetera.
Et cetera.
That's what I call him, et cetera. But it's Cetera.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what do we got?
2024. Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. Was it like an origin story or something?
No, it's old.
Oh.
They're all old.
Jeez. Detective Axel Foley finds himself drawn back into the opulent environs of Beverly Hills to investigate the untimely death of.
You'd think, with all the time that he spends in Beverly Hills, that he would have just become an LA cop.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he have done like John McClane from Die Hard? And he's a lot of these things are happening. He's a New York cop. A lot of things are happening in LA. What does he do? Becomes an LA cop. Then a lot of these things are happening on the east side of the country. What does he do? Becomes a New York cop again. So,
did you see the second Dune movie is coming out?
I did see that.
I'm looking forward to that in March.
I still haven't seen the first one.
Really?
No.
Have you seen the original Dune?
Bits and pieces, I think. Because that came out a long time ago. That was like early 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm trying to remember if I've watched it. I think I watched it and was just kind of like, this is corny. Because it was the cheesy 80s special effects and stuff.
It was really good in 1984. Written and directed by David Lynch.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Obviously based on the 1965 Frank Hebert novel, Dune. But no, the 1984 film, I can't get my kid to watch it.
No.
But he does like the new ones. Or he likes the new one, and he's looking forward to the second one.
Right.
Peaks of sun this afternoon. High temperatures get up right around 40 degrees. Tonight we drop down to 33. We'll see a rain-snow mix develop overnight and into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, the rain-snow mix, then clouds in the afternoon, and a high of 37. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is John Prose. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
And you can be a part of it anytime. You can always call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. And we were just talking about it. And I think we'll carry this over a little bit into our conversation here on the radio. Is movie remakes that have been coming out that
may or may not
or should have been made.
Yeah.
We were talking about Beverly Hills Cop 4 is coming out.
Had no idea that was coming.
They were already on the downward slope when Beverly Hills Cop 3 came out.
Wasn't even sure there was a 3.
Yeah,
but now I am.
I'm a fan of all three of them.
Yeah.
The third one, not so much, but the first two, those are great. But then Dune came out, and so Dune is going to be a 2-parter or a 3-parter. Is that how they're doing it?
I thought it was a 2-part, but
Okay.
First of a 2-part adaptation.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first Dune came out. What was it? Last 2021, and we've been waiting for a while for the second one, and a lot of people were concerned because of the actors' strike and everything else. But I think it's all fine.
Okay.
And it's coming out next month. Well, March.
So is it just called
right?
Dune Part 2, or is it like Dune Buggy, or
it's called Dune Buggy.
Dune Buggy?
No, it's not. Let's see.
Is it Herbie the Love Bug? Is it Herbie the Dune Buggy?
Dune Part 2. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, still has Timothée Chalamet in it.
Okay. You like the Chalamet?
I appreciate him as an actor. He's good.
Yeah. Who else is in that one? Is it Jason Momoa in that one?
Austin Butler, Timothée Chalamet, Florence Pugh.
Josh Brolin's in that one.
Is he?
Yeah, Josh Brolin. And then
Josh Brolin. There he is.
Guy that
Javier
was
Bardem.
Javier Bardem's in that.
Yeah.
No, I do love Javier Bardem.
Yeah, he's good.
And then
Christopher Walken.
Was Christopher Walken in the original?
Oh, that I don't know. Sting was.
Sting was in.
Sting was in the original.
Who was that other actor that was the main? Who's the guy that was the main character? And he was in Twin Peaks. He was in that show.
I know who you're thinking of. Kind of a clean cut.
Yeah, he was in a ton of movies.
Yeah,
ton of movies. He was like the '80s guy, whether it be for villain or hero.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Sure,
was that?
We'll go with that guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
could have been him.
So you've seen the first one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Worth watching?
I mean,
you've
so.
seen the original
I
from
think
the
so.
80s.
Yeah, I've seen the original, and I've seen part 1 of the part 2.
Okay.
And it's good. I mean, the effects are cool. The
Yeah.
effects are really cool. And I did see something that they're pulling a stunt on the popcorn buckets for the Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this?
I saw that.
Because they're the sandworms,
Yep.
and it's got all the little teeth inside.
Yeah.
I don't know how you eat popcorn like that.
No.
It's weird.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
What do we got? Teresa says, speaking of 80s, she got done watching King of Queens when Doug sang the Doug and Carrie.
Oh.
So there you go.
There you go.
King of Queens. There's movies, though, that I think they should make sequels for. And Goonies is one. I watched that the other day.
That's a great film.
Why they have not made a sequel to the Goonies yet,
They left well enough alone.
I have no idea. They need to have some sort of new adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my buddy Dwayne noticed this, and I noticed it when I was watching football. Did you see there's another sequel, speaking of other great 80s movies, sequels that didn't need to come out? Roadhouse.
What do you mean?
They made a new Roadhouse.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
it's coming out on Prime this fall or this summer. Yeah. I saw the preview for it. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, and he is an MMA fighter.
Oh, geez.
And apparently works at a bar somewhere.
Oh, man.
And gets in a fight at bars. Why that needs to happen, I have no idea.
While he's deep undercover in New York, DEA agent Shane Tanner. Oh, man. This has a bad premise.
Yeah. Well, is it a better premise than the original?
Roadhouse original was amazing.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
What was his background? He was just a security
fixer.
guy.
Well, yeah, he was the fixer. I don't know,
to make the security
cooler,
better.
They call him the cooler,
something like that.
Something like that. Some weird name, but he was basically the guy who kept bar folks under control. He had an eye on the customers. He had an eye on the bartenders and everybody, so nobody was skimming too much from the till.
Right, but then
he fell in love with the doctor.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, I don't want anybody to fight anymore. I want to fix all these things. And what happens? More fighting.
Then he got his tail kicked.
Yeah,
by the neighbor who had a private helicopter in this little town.
I mean, they saved a lot of money on denim because they had to have the tightest of jeans.
Oh,
in
man.
that movie.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, Roadhouse is
movie.
a new movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, and it looks awful. And I don't think it's going to be good at all.
Jake Gyllenhaal, huh?
But Goonies needs to happen.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but now you've got the guy just won an Oscar. One of the guys in there, Data or whatever, won an Oscar. You've got Sean Astin, would be fantastic. Everybody's still around. Josh Brolin, all those guys.
Okay.
So Goonies needs to happen. Spielberg needs to bring it back.
Yeah.
Some sort of adventure. But what I don't want is there to be a Goonies movie and they're like, yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring all the actors back and they're just going to be parents of the other kids that are going to go on an adventure. No.
I mean, that
the
could
adults,
work.
No, the adults need to go on the adventure because they did that with another movie. And they were like, oh yeah, we're going to do this. And then it was the kids. Or TV shows will do that too. We're like, oh yeah, Fuller House. We're just going to follow, the younger kids and do all that stuff.
What if they had Steven Spielberg, J.J. Abrams, and Stephen King all collaborate on the new Goonies?
Ooh.
So you could have some supernatural, some aliens.
Ooh, I like that.
Sci-fi.
I'll trade you.
Okay.
I love Stephen King, but I'll trade you Stephen King for R.L. Stein.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes more sense with the Goonies.
Yeah, because it fits that sort of tween.
But I can still have J.J. Abrams?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because he kind of falls into that Stranger Things kind of vibe. Yeah. Maybe just get the guys that did Stranger Things.
Maybe that's what happened is the Goonies sequel is Stranger Things. I mean, the characters look alike.
Yeah, basically.
I know.
Anything else we want to talk about besides movies?
No.
Is there any other important news?
Important news. We've been watching True Detective, the new season, and I really like it. I really like it a lot. It was not a tough choice to watch either the new episode,
the newest ones,
last night, or the Lions game. The Lions game won.
Now, you've watched all the True Detectives?
No, I've
the
watched
past seasons?
none of them.
Okay, so you just jumped right into the first one. That
the
newest
fourth,
season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's, what do you call it? Anthology or whatever like
Yeah.
that. So the I don't know what it's called. This one stands on itself.
Right.
It's an independent thing.
You don't have to watch
You don't.
consecutive seasons because
No.
it does jump around.
It's
Now,
a new mystery.
we started watching
With Jodie Foster in this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
love
she's
Jodie
good.
Foster.
She's great.
We started watching Fargo. And
Yeah, that's fun, the series.
there's like 5 seasons or whatever with that. And Jocelyn was watching the first season and she likes it, but she's like, I just want to skip to the part where John Hamm's in it. That's the newest season. And I said, well, you can go ahead and skip. But we've noticed that even though the seasons, they're in different times, they jump around, there's still characters that are connected. So you're like, oh, well, this is not a modern time. Oh, we're going to jump back to 1970, whatever. You could just jump into that season, but there's a character here and a character here that are older in that first season. So it's connected. So worth watching. Anybody else watching any other cool things, movies, things and all that? Feel free to comment on our, bring it to the table on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. But we got some other things to get to. Your Moody on the Market update is next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Everybody loves a bargain. Say it. You love a bargain. I love a bargain. He loves.
All right. So, yeah. Goonies remake. Why that hasn't happened. I know a lot of those movies got tabled because of the writer's strike. So there's a lot of movies that remakes and whatnot that people probably will never get to see because, well, they moved on. And the writer's strike, they had to trim the fat on some of those things. Did you guys see The Expendables? Which one? There's a new one, right?
Is
Teresa? I think there's a fourth one, and a lot of people said it's awful. I mean, the movies, the Expendable movies, if you've ever watched them, they're not made to be good. They're made to pander to the audience that loves that action, because Stallone, who he's a good writer, he wrote Rocky. He basically said, I want every action star from the past like 20 years 30 years to all converge into this Expendables.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren.
Oh yeah,
Bruce Willis in some of them. Jason Statham,
Arnold, Chuck Norris.
Obviously,
was in it.
Sylvester Stallone leads the whole crew.
Chuck Norris was in it. Bruce Willis was in it.
Yep. Wesley Snipes.
Yep, Wesley Snipes is in it. He was great.
Which I think he's an underrated bad guy. I mean, not bad guy, but he's bad. He's good.
Yeah. Demolition Man, still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's fun. Mickey Rourke. Love Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you ever watch that?
The Wrestler? Never saw The Wrestler.
You should see that.
I've heard
Great movie.
Good things.
A lot of fun.
I'll put that on my list.
Let's see. Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford, Jean-Claude Van Damme as a villain.
The problem with movies,
Villain,
when we're like, oh man, you should watch that movie, it's always like on a service that I don't have.
Well, I think that's why I think our phones are listening to us.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to watch this movie. And
Too
then they all of a
late.
sudden $4.99.
$5.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Jake Johnson, you see, he's got a new movie out. Started to watch it, but then it was.
What's that one called?
Let's see. Where did I have it here?
I think I watched it on Hulu.
Yeah, it is on Hulu. Self-Reliance.
Yes.
I've not finished it.
Great movie. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Gotta watch it. All right, let's get back to the show.
Okay.
So many good movies to watch. So many bad movies to watch. But we'll move on from that conversation into your Moody on the Market update, which is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And talking about Market Van Buren, they are talking about expanding broadband internet availability in Van Buren County. They said that Zach Morris is the group's leader there, Market Van Buren, started talking about the need for high-speed internet county-wide back in 2020, when it became clear that economic development was limited in the region because of its absence. He said they stood up a committee, a task force to address it, and then they took leaders from communications companies, the county, local units of government, the private sector, put them all together and said, hey, we got to do something.
Yeah, and said, hey, let's make it happen. So he said that Market Van Buren worked with the Midwest Energy and Communications.
Mhm.
Seek out this whole Robin grant for broadband expansion. Now, Van Buren County and townships throughout put up $5.5 million to
Yep.
go along with Midwest Energy and Communications investment of $15.8 million to make a state grant of $25.3 million possible to not only rolling out broadband to Van Buren County, but to Berrien Cass as well. This is a really awesome thing.
Yeah.
Everybody needs it.
Yeah, so just talking about the progression, the evolution of the need to bring broadband into the region, Southwest Michigan has a lot of work that's happening right now to bring broadband to a lot of folks who don't have it at all and make the existing broadband network even better. So something we're keeping a close eye on. If you want to read this article and more, you can check it out at moodyonthemarket.com.
And your update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. Excuse me.
Doing all right over there?
Yep.
Little dust.
Got a little bug in there.
Must be all that talk of dune that we had.
Yeah,
the sand
it's
was
the sand. Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. Your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
Do you want me to say something?
News coming up next.
He's fine.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance Management Service.
Rich Brandt and Tara Halsey of IMS, representing auto owners insurance, revealed the not-so-secret secret of being in business for more than a century and a half.
We're honest. We've been around since 1853, and you don't do that if you're not honest. That's something that everyone in our agency really believes in.
When you can buy insurance with a tap of a finger on your phone, honesty is still their best policy.
Our agency has a very long history of taking care of individuals in the community, and I think that says a lot when it comes time for individuals to make a decision.
That kind of honesty and care is why their customers stay.
He'll be a customer for life. As long as he has a driver's license, he's going to have his auto insurance with us.
Call IMS today, representing auto owners insurance. Some things are too important to buy online.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance Management Service.
January doesn't have to be boring when you have not one, but two pizzas of the month to try at Silver Beach Pizza. Check out the ginger orange chicken and broccoli, featuring their famous crispy thin crust with a light orange ginger base, topped with garlic, broccoli, sweet pepper, mozzarella cheese, and tossed chicken on top, with a ginger sauce and scallions after the oven. Order online anytime at silverbeachpizza.com. Dine in or carry out by calling 983-4743. Silver Beach Pizza, voted the best pizza in Southwest Michigan again.
Happy headlines, the Daily Dish, coffee talk, music news, local sports. Got something to say? The Daily Buzz. These are just a few of the podcasts you'll find by downloading the Town Crier Wire app.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay.
Tours, live music, art exhibits, parades, just some of the many events happening right here in Southwest Michigan. And you'll find them all listed under events by downloading the Town Crier Wire app. Many thousands of you have already downloaded Town Crier Wire because you wanted local news, local sports, business news, events, closings, cancellations, as well as obituaries, all at your fingertips when you want it. The app is unique to Southwest Michigan. There's nothing else like it. If you don't have the app yet, go to your mobile download store, type in Town Crier Wire and press install. It's that easy, and again, it's free.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. News, sports, podcasts, events, and more. Download it today by going to your app store.
Town Crier Wire?
Town Crier Wire.
Town Crier Wire.
You can't feel at ease, wondering if your furnace is going to keep you warm or your air conditioner will keep you cool. Call McGee's Heating and Air Conditioning to feel at ease when you schedule a tune-up or an appointment for service and repairs. Regular tune-ups help ensure your equipment is running efficiently, lasts longer, and helps you prepare for current or future repairs and replacement. If it's time to replace your equipment, McGee's.
All right. I think I got my frog out. Whatever that was. Ugh.
I was about to perform the Heimlich.
Yeah. It was like you clear your throat and you think you got it, and then,
And then
it's like I hate that tickle. I've only, in the almost 20 years of doing this, I have only sneezed on the air like 3 times. And a couple times I couldn't catch the turn the microphone off thing.
Oh.
So, unfortunately. But anyways, all right, everybody, you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for joining us.
And we will talk to you again here soon. You have a great day. Bye now.